Yo, it's Dr. Love, not a gimmick, it's a vibe. On the mic, dropping heat like a powerbomb dive. Aaron loves wrestling, you better believe. We suplex truth, no tricks up the sleeves. Step in the ring, I got passion in my veins. Call me Aaron the Doc, I dissect the game. I break down promos, storylines, beef like woman with the bloodline. I'm the tribal chief. Mic in my hand like brass knucks on a fist. Talk legends and heels, not a name on the list I missed. From Flair's woo to MJF's mind, I see through the kayfabe, I'm decades refined. Dr. Love in the booth, bringing heat to the mat. Wrestling knowledge so sharp, it'll make you snap back. From the ropes to the ramp, I'm calling each move. This ain't just a show, it's a powerbomb groove. I drop chair shots, cage locks, table breaks. Old school vibes mixed with high stakes takes. TNA to AEW, WWE. Indie darlings too, I keep it elite. Dropping FTR facts, rolling burns. Every storyline twist, I'm the one who learns. No cap, I got love like Macho for Liz. Wrestling is life and this podcast is biz. Hit 'em with the elbow like I'm Savage from the sky. If you ain't down with wrestling, tell me why. We bleed for the craft, the bumps, the fame. Dr. Love bringing justice to the wrestling name. Dr. Love in the booth, bringing heat to the mat. Wrestling knowledge so sharp, it'll make it snap back. From the ropes to the ramp, I'm calling each move. This ain't just a show, it's a powerbomb groove. So tune in, turn up, feel the pop. Aaron loves wrestling, we don't ever stop. Doctor in the house loves the prescription. Wrestling's my life, no need for description. Yo. So tune in, turn up, feel the pop. Aaron loves wrestling, we don't ever stop. Doctor in the house loves the prescription. Wrestling's my life, no need for description. Yo, it's Dr. Love, not a gimmick, it's a vibe. On the mic, dropping heat like a powerbomb dive. Aaron loves wrestling, you better believe. We suplex truth, no tricks up the sleeves. Step in the ring, I got passion in my veins. Call me Aaron the Doc, I dissect the game. I break down promos, storylines, beef like woman with the bloodline. I'm the tribal chief. Mic in my hand like brass knucks on a fist. Talk legends and heels, not a name on the list I missed. From Flair's woo to MJF's mind, I see through the kayfabe, I'm decades refined. Dr. Love in the booth, bringing heat to the mat. Wrestling knowledge so sharp, it'll make you snap back. From the ropes to the ramp, I'm calling each move. This ain't just a show, it's a powerbomb groove. I talk chair shots, cage locks, table breaks. Old school vibes mixed with high stakes takes. TNA to AEW, WWE. Indie darlings too, I keep it elite. Dropping FTR facts, rolling burns. Every storyline twist, I'm the one who learns. No cap, I got love like Macho for Liz. Wrestling is life and this podcast is biz. Hit 'em with the elbow like I'm Savage from the sky. If you ain't down with wrestling, tell me why. We bleed for the craft, the bumps, the fame. Dr. Love bringing justice to the wrestling name. Dr. Love in the booth, bringing heat to the mat. Wrestling knowledge so sharp, it'll make it snap back. From the ropes to the ramp, I'm calling each move. This ain't just a show, it's a powerbomb groove. So tune in, turn up, feel the pop. Aaron loves wrestling, we don't ever stop. Doctor in the house loves the prescription. Wrestling's my life, no need for description. Yo. So tune in. life, no need for description. Yo, it's Dr. Love, not a gimmick, it's a vibe. On the mic, dropping heat like a powerbomb dive. Aaron loves wrestling, you better believe. We suplex truth, no tricks up the sleeves. Step in the ring, I got passion in my veins. Call me Aaron the Doc, I dissect the game. I break down promos, storylines, beef like rolling with the bloodline. I'm the tribal chief. Mic in my hand like brass knucks on a fist. Talk legends and heels, not a name on the list I miss. From Flair's woo to MJF's mind, I see through the kayfabe, I'm decades refined. Dr. Love in the booth, bringing heat to the mat. Wrestling knowledge so sharp, it'll make you snap back. From the ropes to the ramp, I'm calling each move. This ain't just a show, it's a powerbomb groove. I talk chair shots, cage locks, table breaks. Old school vibes mixed with high stakes takes. TNA to AEW, WWE. Indie darlings too, I keep it elite. Dropping FTR facts, rolling burns. Every storyline twist, I'm the one who learns. No cap, I got love like Macho for Liz. Wrestling is life and this podcast is biz.
How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? This is Aaron Loves Wrestling Podcast, and I am your host, Dr. Love himself, Aaron. And here we're going to review AEW Dynamite Blood and Guts. That's right. I got the chance to finally finish watching Blood and Guts, and it was a great show. I enjoyed it from start to finish, even though it was only 3 matches. It was only for AEW only having 3 matches on the show. That is something new. You know, I'm used to 6 to 12 matches on the card, and having only 3 is different. So I am glad. I enjoyed the show. I enjoyed the women's Blood and Guts match, the last man standing match or Falls Count Anywhere match between Powerhouse Hobbs and Heyman Adam Page, and then also the men's Blood and Gut match. The whole show was A plus from start to finish. And for anyone who wants to criticize AEW because of the blood, let's all take a step back and remember that we used to enjoy this way back in the day. You know, when it was ECW, the Attitude Era, Ruthless Aggression, where there was blood included in stipulated type matches, such as a War Games type match, such as a steel cage, such as a no DQ where weapons are involved, an Extreme Rules match, Hell in a Cell, Elimination Chamber. When there was a grudge match between the two, and they just went at it, and blood brought out the intensity of the rivalry, such as Shawn Michaels and Triple H back in the day when they had their bad blood match. There's so much criticism now towards AEW because WWE has taken the blood away for so many years, and fans such as myself, there are fans such as myself that missed that. We missed the blood included in our matches like this. I guarantee you, when we watch WWE War Games here in a couple weeks, we will not see any drop of blood in that match. I guarantee it. When there should be, because it's War Games. It's in a steel structured with weapons and with weapons and everything. So there should be blood in a match like that. There should be blood in a last man standing. There should be blood in these type of matches with weapons. And then when you don't have the blood in these type of matches, to me, and this is me personally, if you disagree, then I respect your opinion. But to me personally, it takes away from it takes away from the match. The match isn't as special. When we have regular matches, there's no blood. But when we have matches like stipulations such as this, a War Games, Blood and Guts basically is War Games. They just changed the name. But a War Games type match, steel cage, Hell in a Cell, extreme. I listed earlier, no DQ, Extreme Rules. The list goes on. Or how about a First Blood match? We used to have that back in the day. I would like to see those type of matches back. But I missed that in these type of matches. And for so long, since 2010 probably, WWE has done away with that. And that is why for so long, until AEW came about, we didn't have blood in our wrestling matches unless it was by accident in the match. Wrestlers used to blade back in the day. They used to do it. And if you do it right, it's not gonna hurt you. Of course, if you do it wrong, then I don't even think if you do it wrong, it will hurt you. But there's some that do it, and they do it in the right spot, so that way, as you're in the match, the blood flow increases, your heart increases because you're wrestling, you're running, you're doing all this stuff. That's when the blood starts to flow more. And wrestlers used to do that back in the day, and since WWE stopped it in 2010, we haven't had it. And then WWE brought it back with Drew McIntyre and CM Punk with their Bad Blood match and the Hell in a Cell match, and I loved it. We need more in Elimination Chamber. I thought that was the beginning of a new era, because when that happened, I thought, okay, well, maybe at Elimination Chamber now we'll get to see blood. Nope. I'm glad that we have AEW for these reasons. Now, if you're not for blood because you're not a fan of it, especially if it's a lot, then WWE is for you. If you don't like that in your wrestling, then WWE is for you. But for those of us who do enjoy it, because it adds to the match, in my opinion, the intensity, it makes it special, gets you more invested. To me, that is where what I have missed. Because we used to have blood in our matches, way back in the Attitude Era, Ruthless Aggression Era, in ECW, even in WCW at times. And then we had it for so many years, and come 2000, probably around late 2009, 2010, and Vince McMahon, WWE did away with it. And then Tony Khan and AEW has brought that back. And that's what I love about AEW and Tony Khan and the wrestlers who compete in the ring and are willing to do it and enjoy it. And you can say what you want about them, but that to me, you earn my respect a little bit more, because you go the extra mile to make a match like this special, and increases and it makes it more special, in my opinion, and it makes it more intense, especially when I see the blood. So I'd just like to say I thank you, Tony Khan, AEW, and all the wrestlers that competed on Dynamite and Blood and Guts, for making this, for a fan like me who loves blood, making it special, and for bringing blood back into wrestling and not being afraid of what the fans say or what podcasts say. There's many podcasts out there that were criticizing Wednesday night Blood and Guts. Instead of just changing the channel, if it's not for you, then don't watch it. Don't watch it. It's that simple. But if you're a podcast and you're watching it and you're criticizing the men and women who are doing this for our entertainment, and you criticize the fans who enjoy it, don't watch it. That's my message to you. Don't watch it. Don't bother wasting your time and breath on AEW, because you know it's going to happen. And if I'm watching a blood and guts match and there's no blood, I'm flipping the channel because it would make no sense and there's no point in watching. So I am glad that AEW has brought this back into wrestling, has brought blood back into wrestling, because I love it in matches like this. It doesn't have to be all the time, but I love it in matches like this. So let's get into the review. It kicked off with the women's blood and guts, and I am glad that we got a women's blood and guts match. When we go and watch WWE War Games, for the women's War Games match, I guarantee you, we're not going to see one drop of blood. But the ladies in AEW said, "Hold my beer," and they put on a fantastic 5-star, 10 out of 10, A plus 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 match, with blood and guts, especially my highlight of the show, especially this match, but the entire show, the superstar that stood out to me, the wrestler that stood out to me was Sky Blue. Probably within 5 to 10 minutes of the match, she was soaked in blood. She started bleeding, and then as the match went on, she was covered in blood. And she enjoyed it. And at one point, she screamed, "This is my match." And I got mad respect for her, and I'm glad that there are women wrestlers like that willing to do that, to make this match more intense. So, shout out to Sky Blue in this women's blood and guts match. Shout out to all the women as well, because there were many more that did bleed in the many spots in the ring or in the match that happened where I'm like, man, like one point where Chris Statlander put Mercedes Moné through that table off the corner. They're outside of the cage, and then they jumped off the table, the corner of the off the post of the corner of the ring and onto the table. And then you even see Chris Statlander check on Mercedes, like, "You okay?" You see that in a little glimpse there. So it's also great that they check on each other in the match. But you had that spot. And there's one spot where Toni Storm got this mirror, and she went to hit Marina Shafir, I think it was. And then she it got hit in the face. And that was great, So when you have that in the match, it was just, like I said, these ladies put on a fantastic match, and they stole the show, in my opinion. The men's match was good too, don't get me wrong, but they stole the show. They stole the show with this match, and I enjoyed it. So shout out to the ladies. I get, again, A plus plus plus, 3 pluses, 5-star, 10 out of 10. The ladies put on a fantastic blood and guts match. And especially, again, I give my respects and shout out to Sky Blue. And if she ever comes across this, huge fan. Probably my top favorite women's wrestler right now, in my opinion. Because Sky Blue put on a great showing in this blood and guts match. And this is her match. So now we'll get Sky Blue probably in the future with a more blood and guts match. So, and if Tony Khan, you're listening, more women's blood and guts matches, because this was awesome. Again, shout out to all the women in here. And at one point you had Shafir stand out of the ring, out of the cage, and then they went bed first or went back first on a bed of nails, and that was insane, and it was awesome. So I enjoyed, again, every bit of this match. Tekla arrived with the belt strapped to her boot, and then she whipped everyone in the ring. And then Hayter brought in a barbed wire kendo stick, which is freaking awesome. Harley Cameron had brass knuckles in her puppet. Mercedes Moné ripped the puppet off, and then underneath, Harley Cameron had brass knuckles and attacked Mercedes Moné with them. And then, of course, the glass in the middle of the ring, and then Shafir stomped on the glass with her bare feet because she wrestles with barefoot. So Marina Shafir, shout out to her as well because she put on a great showing in this match. So, like I said, all the ladies in this match: Toni Storm, Mina Shirakawa, Mercedes Moné, Sky Blue, Julia Hart, Tekla, Jamie Hayter, Chris Statlander, Harley Cameron, and Willow. Shout out to all the ladies of AEW who put on a phenomenal blood and guts match. And this is why I think the AEW women's division is the best in the world, because they do stuff like this. They go outside the norm, and that's what I love about that. You had the heels win this match. Bane, Shafir, Monet, Julia Hart, Sky Blue, and Tekla, they all won. They won by submission. So this was again a clean match right here. A great match. And I can't wait for the next Blood and Guts women's match as well. So, and we got Jake in the house. I saw you, Jake.
Acknowledge
me, Jake. What's going on, brother? What did you think of the Blood and Guts, AEW Dynamite Blood and Guts show? And which part was your favorite? And which one was your favorite, the men or the women's matches? Thank you for joining me, brother. So next we get the Falls Count Anywhere match between Powerhouse Hobbs and Hangman Adam Page. And by the way, the women's Blood and Guts match went about 45 minutes. 45 minutes to about 45 minutes. And that was awesome. I mean, 3 matches on the card. You had to expect these Blood and Guts matches to go over 30 minutes. But then you had Hangman Adam Page, my boy, as you can see. Oh, wrong side. As you can see, the paper. I got a picture with Hangman Adam Page. So you had him and Powerhouse Hobbs put on a great Falls Count Anywhere match. And at one point, it really stood out to me was that Hangman, they were fighting in the crowd, and Hangman got on on one of the rails, and he grabbed a fan's beer and took a drink, gave it back to the fan, and then did a moonsault on Powerhouse Hobbs. And I'm like, what the heck? And that's what I love about AEW is when the wrestlers engage with the fans like that when they're in the crowd. When they go in the crowd like that, when they fight on the side of the wall there, the barricade, and they're near the fans, and they interact with the fans. They take the fan signs and they rip them, or they, when they engage with the crowd. I love that. It gives it that old school type wrestling feel because that's what they used to do back in the day in wrestling. In the old school days, territory days, and all that is when they engaged in the fan. Got the fans engaged in the show. They got them in the show, involved in the show, not engaged, involved in the show, and they interacted with the crowd during the match. Or they called out, fans in the crowd, and that's what I love about AEW is they do that kind of stuff. You don't see it much in WWE. I'm saying they don't do it at all. We got Jey Uso doing the yeet with the fans and all that. But when you get matches like this and Falls Count Anywhere, and you have Hangman grab somebody's beer, takes a drink, need a little refresher, get halfway through the match, and then jumps off and hits Powerhouse Hobbs. So it's just great, Hobbs put on a great match here. Hangman won and defeated Powerhouse Hobbs. And then after the match, you had Hangman Adam Page call out Samoa Joe, say, hey, if you wanted a steel cage match, all you had to do was ask. So now we got at Full Gear Samoa Joe facing Heyman Adam Page for the AEW Men's World Championship in a steel cage match. And I can't wait for that. AEW Full Gear is looking pretty stacked. I can't wait for Full Gear next Saturday. It's going to be a great pay-per-view. And to me, AEW does great pay-per-views, phenomenal pay-per-views. So moving on, we had Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. They announced Ric Flair is going to be there too, and he was not there. So I was kind of disappointed in that. I don't like it when AEW or WWE does that, when they announce, oh, so-and-so will be there, and then it doesn't happen. I like it when it does happen. It kind of disappointed. I was really expecting Ric Flair to be there, and I was, been cool. But I don't know what Ric Flair is doing. What was Ric Flair doing? But we at least got to see the Dragon, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. It was great to see him. He was having an interview with Tony Schiavone, and then out comes FTR, of course, and they start disrespecting Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Which, how can you disrespect the legendary Ricky the Dragon Steamboat? He was awesome. And if you have not seen any of his matches, I highly encourage to go watch the ones back in the day that he had with Ric Flair, because they had some great wrestling matches back in the day. And Ricky the Dragon Steamboat had some great WrestleMania matches, so go look up those too. There were some great WrestleMania matches when he was in WWE. So after, so we had Ricky was going to leave the ring. FTR is about to attack Ricky, and then out comes a Brody King and Bandito. So we had him. Them come out for the save on Ricky Dragon Steamboat. So then we had going into the men's Blood and Guts match, the main event, which was, again, awesome. We had Gabe Kidd come out as well. Gabe Kidd was involved. You got everybody in this, and then Kyle O'Reilly, again, he was also soaked in blood. I think he even bled more than Sky Blue, it looked like, or they bled about the same. But great match by all these men. There was one thing that there's a few things that happened in this match. Darby Allin had a skateboard with thumbtacks in it, and he hit Yuta's back with it. So that was pretty cool, seeing Darby getting his skateboard involved. You had one point, Orange Cassidy put his hands in his pockets, and then John Moxley grabbed the stapler and stapled his hands inside his pocket. So that was pretty cool and funny. Mark Briscoe was attacked backstage. So at one point, it was like, I was thinking, like, who is it going to be? A surprise, like a surprise return? Maybe Adam Copeland, a surprise return to help, or somebody else returning, like Swerve, coming in to help the conglomeration. But later on, Mark Briscoe came out, so he was still the fifth man. So I thought there was going to be a surprise there for the fifth man with Mark Briscoe, because usually happens when that happens, if someone getting attacked backstage like that, you're expecting a surprise return, or somebody turning face, maybe coming in for the help or something like that. So that was that's what I was expecting, but it didn't happen. Mark Briscoe came out, which I love Mark Briscoe. He's built for these type of matches. Excuse me. But then you had another point that stood out that I loved is that you had Pac and Gabe Kidd attack Darby Allin up to the ramp, and then they set up these two tables. Darby Allin and Pac go up, and then Gabe Kidd gets the gasoline and lights up the tables, and you have Pac throw Darby Allin onto the flaming tables. And that was so awesome. That was an awesome spot. So this was so that was an awesome spot. I just loved it. Then you had John Moxley having Kyle O'Reilly at one point in a submission hold, and then Kyle O'Reilly gives him the middle finger, like I ain't quitting, bro. Um, and then towards the end of the match, you had uh, John Moxley tap out. So what does this mean for Moxley? So you got the conglomeration winning, Kyle O'Reilly, Orange Cassidy, Mark Briscoe, Roderick Strong, and Darby Allin. They win the match. But with with John Moxley tapping out, okay, I'm curious if this is an angle that they're leading up to for John Moxley maybe being removed as the leader of the Death Riders, or the end of the Death Riders. They're no longer a group anymore. Especially after they keep losing. Maybe they all go their separate ways. I don't know. They're a solid group in my opinion. John Moxley has elevated Marina Shafir to new levels. Marina Shafir is a top heel in the company, a top, and has established herself now in the women's division. We're really Yuta as well. You had what's up, WCEF? How you doing? You had also Pac elevated in this, and I love the new ring gear he's got in the short hair. So I don't want to see the Death Riders split up. I'm not saying that this is where this is going, but it is. It is. I am wondering because John Moxley tapped out. Will he at least be kicked out of the group when we get a new leader? Maybe Gabe Kidd. A lot of people saying Gabe Kidd's like John Moxley 2.0. He's got some resemblance of John Moxley. So I don't know. But I love Blood and Guts. I love this entire show from start to finish. Again, an 8+++ from start to finish. Solid show. And, 10 out of 10, 5 stars. Every match was great. I loved every match. The moments, the spots, everything. Blood and Guts was a great show. 2.5 hour show on top of that. So I love that. Then we got this Wednesday night, which catch me for doing a watch along for that as well. Dynamite and Collision, 3 hours. 3 hours. I love 3-hour shows. I really do. So, let me know what you think of AEW Blood and Guts. Let me know what you think. What's going on? Yeah, I'm doing great, brother. Giving my thoughts on AEW Blood and Guts because it was awesome and I had to. Did I watch SmackDown? Yes, I did a watch along. You can go rewatch it. I even got some clips. You can go on my TikTok and Instagram to see more of them. There's a couple of them YouTube won't let me load up. So go see them on my TikTok and Instagram. If you don't follow me there, go follow me. But thank you, brother. Yes, SmackDown was a great show. But yeah, AEW Dynamite, Blood and Guts, man. If you're not a fan of the blood, I get it. Okay, not everybody is. It's okay, but I am, and I love blood in match, especially in a match like this. I love it. It is great, and I hope one day WWE will bring back more blood, especially in a match like War Games and Hell in a Cell and Elimination Chamber. We got Heyman Adam Page and Samoa Joe in a steel cage match next Saturday for Full Gear. So expect to be some blood in that one too. I can't wait for that. Also, this Wednesday, we have Kenny Omega returning. Love my GOAT, Kenny Omega. He is awesome. We'll see him return. And with this angle with the Don Callis family and the Young Bucks, see, I knew this story was leading up for the Young Bucks to reunite with Kenny Omega and the Elite get back together. Because with them going on broke and they're not CEOs anymore, blah blah blah. Now you're starting to see it, because when Don Callis started talking negative about Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks look conflicted. They're like, especially when you talk about joining the Don Callis family, which I don't think the Young Bucks need to join the Don Callis family. But you see that with the Young Bucks, they're conflicted. They want. It's like, now I'm expecting the Young Bucks to turn on the Don Callis family and to join Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks and Jurassic Express as well. Because I have a feeling in this match, the trios match that they got at Full Gear next week, at one point the whole entire Don Callis family is going to come out and attack them all. The Young Bucks are going to be conflicted, and then in the middle, it might happen in the middle of the match, or it might happen after the match. Maybe the Young Bucks and Jurassic Express and Kenny Omega win, and then they have them attack. They're getting attacked, and Young Bucks, they start to leave, and then they run back in the ring, and they're reunited with Kenny Omega, and there we go. We got the Elite back together, which I can't wait because I missed that theme as well. And if that happens, we might get the Elite going for those trios titles again. So I can't wait for that to happen next week at Full Gear. I'm thinking it's going to happen. I really am. Full Gear is another spot where a lot of surprises happen. I'm also expecting the return of MJF as well. And then we're possibly going to get MJF and Hangman set up for the AEW Men's World Championship. World's Craziest Elite Fighting says, I missed half of it. Well, her brother, go watch the rest of the show, because AEW Blood and Guts was awesome. Now Zack Ryder's back. What do you think he would do for a new WWE run? Well, I'm not expecting a world title, but I'm expecting some fun matches, possibly even teamed up with Chelsea Green, I would imagine, as well. Maybe even go for the Intercontinental title. Maybe he gets pushed up, for the world title. So now that Zack Ryder's back, I'm for it. I'm for it. Again, you go on my Instagram and TikTok to see my reaction to his return, because I was expecting Joe Hendry. No joke. But yeah, again, if you're not a fan of blood, it's, don't have to watch AEW, especially when there's a blood and guts match and you choose to watch it. It's called Blood and Guts, and you choose to watch it and you decide to complain after. I'm sorry, in my opinion, you can't complain, because you knew this was going to happen. You knew the blood was going to happen. So that's just my opinion. It wasn't a surprise. You knew the blood was going to happen. So, but again, that's my opinions and thoughts on AEW Blood and Guts. Thank you for watching. Tune in tomorrow. I'm going to be doing the Elite Bible Devotions again, so tune into that. So again, thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for the ones that showed up in the chat. And you can leave your comments still. Let me know what you thought of AEW Blood and Guts. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. Hit that hype button as well. Hit that hype button, because the get me up there in the algorithm as well. I want to also, if you want to subscribe, please subscribe, because on YouTube, I'm trying to get to that 500 mark. I'm getting there. So help me get there. Appreciate it. Appreciate all of my supporters so far. Everyone who subscribed, everyone who has helped me get to 330 right now. I'm at 330. So help me keep climbing, y'all. Hit 500 follows on Instagram. So help me get climbing to there. I want to get 1,000. So keep following me on the Instagrams. X, Twitter, follow me on there. I want to get 10,000 at some point. About 7 right now is my goal. I'm at 6450. So help me grow. I appreciate everyone's support. Again, I love professional wrestling, okay? Even if I say my disagreements and criticisms about something, I'm still going to be positive. I'm still going to love WWE and AEW and even TNA. So just love professional wrestling. Ain't got to be tribalism. Ain't got to be no, you know, warfare or anything. Just love it because there's going to be wrestlers you're going to love in AEW. There's going to be wrestlers you're going to love in WWE. Forget the three letters and just love wrestling, support the wrestlers, and enjoy the matches. They're doing this. They're sacrificing their bodies and their livelihoods for our entertainment. So respect that. Respect that. So let me get to this last question real quick. How do you think will be the last pick for CM Punk, Cody, and the Usos? Oh, the final man? Oh, Roman Reigns. It's going to be Roman. It's going to be Roman. I know it. But again, appreciate it for watching. Like, subscribe, support the channel, hit the hype button, hit the notification bell for future episodes. Go on my X and all my other socials, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and Threads, and follow me. Oh, in Facebook, on Facebook as well. Follow me there. And just remember, everyone, love professional wrestling. And as Kenny Omega will always say,
goodbye and good night, bang.
Thank you, everyone, for watching. Have a blessed weekend.
Yo, it's Dr. Love, not a gimmick, it's a vibe. On the mic, dropping heat like a powerbomb dive. Aaron loves wrestling, you better believe. We suplex truth, no tricks up the sleeves. If in the ring, I got passion in my veins. Call me Aaron the Doc, I dissect the game. I break down promos, storylines, beef like Roman with the bloodline. I'm the tribal chief. Mic in my head like brass knucks on a fist. Talk legends and heels, not a name on the list I missed. From Flair's Woo to MJF's mind, I see through the kayfabe, I'm decades refined. Dr. Love in the booth, bringing heat to the mat. Wrestling knowledge so sharp, it'll make you snap back. From the ropes to the ramp, I'm calling each move. This ain't just a show, it's a powerbomb groove. I talk chair shots, cage locks, table breaks. Old school vibes mixed with high stakes takes. TNA to AEW, WWE. Indie darlings too, I keep it elite. Dropping FTR facts, rolling burns. Every storyline twist, I'm the one who learns. No cap, I got love like Macho for Liz. Wrestling is life and this podcast is biz. Hit 'em with the elbow like I'm Savage from the sky. If you ain't down with wrestling, tell me why. We bleed for the craft, the bumps, the fame. Dr. Love bringing justice to the wrestling name. Dr. Love in the booth, bringing heat to the mat. Wrestling knowledge so sharp, it'll make you snap back. From the ropes to the ramp, I'm calling each move. This ain't just a show, it's a powerbomb groove. So tune in, turn up, feel the pop. Aaron loves wrestling, we don't ever stop. Doctor in the house loves the prescription. Wrestling's my life, no need for description. Joe. Yo. So tune in, turn up, feel the pop. Aaron loves wrestling, we don't ever stop. Doctor in the house loves the prescription. Wrestling's my life, no need for description.